I have no idea who's next here. We got a lot of people on hold. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Jerry?
Hey, I'll tell you, you guys, I started listening to you yesterday, and I'll say this. You're a breath of fresh air, the main guy that's speaking. I can't get your name. I didn't get your name. But
well, my name is Brian Shapiro. Some people call me some other names, but we won't have to go there.
No, I wouldn't call you that. I think you're a good guy.
Well, I
really
appreciate that.
I mean, I just like the way you think, and there's not enough people like that.
Well, I appreciate that, Jerry. I appreciate those kind words.
You see the school system. I'm going to tell you something. They're absolutely nuts to want the school system to open up. The bus drivers, all these individuals that are doing the stuff for children, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
They use that quote.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you something. I'm telling you, if this gets back to where they're back in school, we're going to have many deaths.
Sadly, I agree with you. Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to I'm going to keep listening to you, and I'll call in on one.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Jerry, I appreciate you, man.
Good work, bud.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that phone call.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Jerry. And the kind words.
A lot of people on hold, so let's get to some more calls. Let's go to our truly busy phone calls. Let's go to Marty. Marty, you're next on the Vegas Take. Marty, what's going on?
What's up, Marty?
Hello there. How you guys doing?
Doing good, Marty. You're very spunky this morning.
I'm a driver, recently retired, so I listen to your radio station and the other guys who follow you.
Thank you.
And I like Brian. I like you. The other guy, not so much.
You talking about JD? Wait, are you talking about JD Sharp?
Guy.
All right. Well,
it's all right, Marty. I'll be okay.
Hold on. Let's approach this as if you were speaking negatively about me, and I will ask you a question. What is it about JD you don't like? What do you disagree with him on? And you guys maybe could have a good conversation.
His take on things are completely anti of what I believe. So, of course, I'm going to be against him, and he really never has a point.
So you don't think that my statistics and data, in fact, are points? Yeah, I understand that you disagree with me, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't like me. That would actually make you a bigot, sir. Are you aware of that?
I don't know you enough to not like you.
Okay, I can appreciate that. That's fair. But yeah, disagreeing is fine. We need dialogue from both sides.
I agree, but when your stats are coming up and you kind of just throw them out there, and some of them have been proven wrong, but you just still go run with them.
Well, can I just add something? Let me add something. Yeah, when you, and JD, this is where I have a problem. I'm talking about deaths. I'm talking about coronavirus cases, and kids going back to school. And you say 66% of kids that are in sports will get depressed if they can't play sports. To me, that is a ridiculous statistic. It's ridiculous. We're talking about death.
You got to factor in camaraderie. Getting vitamin C.
How about factoring in people dying? How about that?
Well, okay, fine. Factor in people dying.
I'm so sorry that these kids can't play sports and put on their basketball uniform. You know what? Let's let everybody go back to school and be in harm's way because they're depressed. Come on, give me a break.
Go back to school and be in harm's way?
Yeah. Yes.
Then why are we even doing anything right now, Brian? Under those, I mean, if everyone is at such a giant risk all the time of dying,
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Everyone's just constantly at risk of dying. Then why is anything open? Why is Walmart open? Why is Target open? Why is anything open?
I'll answer your question.
Why can we wear masks? Why can we wear masks in Walmart, but teachers can't wear masks at school under those circumstances?
I will answer your question.
Why does all those things not work? Why suddenly are kids being basically hurt by this situation, which they are?
Can I answer your original question?
Kids need to hang out with other children.
Okay, can I answer your question?
Parents need their kids to go to school so they can go to work or they can have a break from their kids.
I want to get back to the phone calls.
All these things have to be factored in.
Okay.
But all you're thinking about is how a couple of teachers could possibly die.
Sure. Okay.
Even though the average age of death is 78 years old. And there's not too many teachers that are 78 years old.
So you said all factors. You said all factors. I think
about all these things at once.
Clearly, you're putting camaraderie and school sports with death. I think, everything should be factored in. I agree with you. But I'm not quite sure somebody trying out for the JV basketball team should be factored in right up there with adults that could die. Let's get back to the phone calls.
I'm talking about different ways.
I know what you're talking
different
about.
ways that kids can be adversely affected and what that can lead to.
Let's get back to the calls because we have busy phone lines, as I've said. So let's get back to them. 257-5396. Calvin is next on the Vegas Take. Calvin, what's going on?
What's up, Calvin?
Calvin, are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Go ahead.
I worked for the school district for 30 years as a police officer. And I'm going to tell you right now, Clark County School District is disgusting. We're too top-heavy, and if they do reallocate all this stuff, it's going to go to the administration. Mm-hmm. What about the children?
Mm-hmm.
That if you start telling me this money is going to go to our kids,
Probably
I
not.
don't care whether they stay at home. I don't care where they go to school, as long as they go safe.
Calvin, you are
And
not.
as a-
Calvin, you are not going to get an argument from me, my friend. We have a lot of other callers to get to, but I agree with you, and I appreciate what you did for the Clark County School District. John is next. John, what's
Good call,
going on?
Calvin. What's up, John?
John, go ahead.
Oh, is Billy the running back going to get the press? Oh, poor baby. He's got to get the press. Are you serious, JD? Hey, JD, you're the stats guy. You're the research guy. Did I hear the venerable John Shapiro say in the news break that we just paid $2 billion for a vaccine or something like that?
Yeah, we just paid $1.95 billion. The United States government did
So I
to
think we've
Pfizer
lost-
for a
we've lost
vaccine
sight.
for
I think
100
we've lost sight,
million.
but there's a light
vaccines.
at the end of the tunnel. It's called a vaccine. So poor Billy. Hey, Billy, cheer up, bucko. You know, this is going to pass. We're going to get a vaccine eventually.
Hey, John,
So-
you sound like a very, very good guy with a lot of empathy. Hey, by the way, get off my show!
I actually like John. I actually like John. Why did you yell at him? Hey, he's right.
No, he's not right.
Should we feel bad?
He's not right. He's making fun of kids for not being able to play sports.
No, he's not making fun of kids. He's making fun of your opinion. That's what he's making fun of.
Because like you,
He's making fun of your opinion.
He doesn't care about how these kids are adversely affected. He's
not-
selfish and doesn't care about how these kids are
So he
adversely
doesn't
affected.
have
Like
empathy.
you,
Right, like
You're
me.
approaching this from a very, very selfish angle, Brian.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've
No,
ever
it's
heard you
not.
say
No,
on
it
this
is
show.
not.
Hold on a second.
You absolutely
Hold on
are.
a second.
You absolutely are.
Okay,
You're,
so now
you're thinking,
can I defend
you're thinking
myself now?
about
Can I defend
one,
myself now?
One group of people that are being adversely affected
No, I'm
and not the other.
No, let me tell you. Since day one, JD, I wanted things closed down. I love casinos. I love going out. But I wanted the economy shut down for one main reason. Your idiotic statement makes no sense because I want people like you and everybody out there to be safe. I don't want innocent people. Hold on, I'm not done yet. I don't want innocent people to die. I want people wearing masks because I don't want the virus to go from one person to the other. And by the way, just for the record, he wasn't making fun of kids. He was making fun of your idiotic opinion.
He was making fun of kids, Brian.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
He was mocking.
Okay.
He was mocking kids,
your opinion.
Mocking kids for feeling bad about not being able to be around
to play football.
to do the things that
that's
they've
more
done.
important than the health
all
and
those
security
things have
of
to be
everybody.
factored in, Brian.
Yeah, okay, well, let's factor that in. Let's let everybody go back to school
Brian,
because Billy can't play football.
If there's 40 million depressed kids, or we'll call it even 4 or 5 million depressed kids across the country that weren't depressed a year ago, how many of those kids are going to kill themselves? Honest to God, do you know? How many kids that could have been playing sports are going to be sitting at home putting on extra weight?
All right. Well, I'm getting depressed right now listening to your opinion. I'm getting depressed.
I
need antidepressants
you don't
right
look
now.
at the situation from both angles.
I don't look at the situation from
you
both
absolutely
angles.
Don't. No, and I'm just bringing up both sides of
Okay,
it. And
well,
then
you're
you're saying all these teachers are at risk while not factoring in the
Okay.
fact that the
All right.
average age of
well,
death
JD,
is 78 years
all right,
old
so
for
we
this
got
virus.
we got other people we got to get to, but I'll say this: I completely agree with you. I think all the kids should go back to school for this reason. We don't want kids to be depressed because they can't play high school football. I completely I completely agree with you.
That's one
you're
of the
right.
reasons. Now you're conflating my point.
They can't play high school golf,
and you're trying to apply it to
you're right.
A conclusion under false pretense.
I'm agreeing with you.
Which is what you do every day, which is fine.
I agree with you.
Let's take our next
I
calls.
agree. We should definitely let all the kids go back to school because they might be depressed because they can't play high school golf or high school football or high school basketball, and the girls can't, go to cheerleading. So I agree with you. They might be depressed. 702-257-5396. By the way, if you're dead, it doesn't matter whether you're depressed or not. Your parents might be depressed. Let's go to Chuck. Chuck is next on the Vegas Take. Chuck, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Chuck?
Hey, you know what really bugs me? And Brian, I'm what you call a reasonable Trump supporter.
Okay.
What really bugs me about this whole situation is how much it's been politicized. Is obviously it hasn't been handled properly, but Pelosi, Schumer, Biden, all they say is how it hasn't been handled properly, but they offer nothing other than it hasn't been handled properly.
That's just blame.
And
So let me give you the best answer.
Fauci has made mistakes.
Chuck, let me be clear.
And he, like Trump, has not apologized for his mistakes.
Chuck. So let me be as fair as I can. This has been a failure across the board. Our politicians across the board have failed us. And I'm going to put Governor Sisolak in there now. And the reason why I am going to do that, I applaud him for closing the strip when he did. He shouldn't have listened to the Gaming Commission. He shouldn't have had dollar bills in his mind, and it should have remained closed. This is a failure for everybody. I am not here. I never have defended Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi, Chuck, and I am not going to do it now. However,
here's my thing about the governor as well. Where another thing where he failed about the dollars is he is not making sure that these people that are out of work are getting their unemployment checks.
Well, that's also been a complete screw
up.
up.
One last thing about
Yes.
JD's point about the kids not being able to play sports. Brian, I'm going to ask you something. Where would you have been without ping pong?
Okay, well, I'll answer your question. I'll tell you where.
That was a joke, Brian.
Well, I'll answer your question. That's okay, Chuck. That was funny.
Yeah, good call, Chuck.
But, Chuck, I'm going to answer your question honestly because I played 4 sports in high school. I played 2 college sports. I'm going to go back to when I was, let's just say, 16 years old, a sophomore. I loved basketball. I loved playing high school basketball. I loved golf, hockey. Okay, I played all those sports. If there was a pandemic, I'd like to think when I was 16 years old, while I would be upset because I would miss the sports, I would be more upset if I was asymptomatic coming home giving it to my grandmother. 257-5396. Let's go to James. He's a new caller. James, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, James?
You mean Jay?
Yes, James, what's going on?
Oh, Jay.
I said you mean Jay.
I'm sorry, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
I got the name wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, how you doing this morning,
Good,
Brian?
Good, Jay. What's on your mind, man?
You know, Brian, thanks for sticking up, man, and being who you are. You know, it's just that no matter how hard you try, man, people just go definitely be thinking about dollar signs, thinking about their own personal stuff. You know, they just not thinking logically. They're just not thinking that, you know, let's just stop right now and let's try to straighten this thing out where we are right now.
Agree. James, so Jay, I'm the selfish one because I want people to be safe and healthy, but I'm the bad guy.
That's what I'm talking about. So you know what, Brian? Let's just let them all go back to school. Let's just let them all go back into the casinos. And me and you and stay and be safe and do our thing. You know? Okay, Brian? Have a good day.
I hear you, Jay. I hope you stay safe, my
I like
friend.
that plan, Jay.
I hope
Very
you,
good plan.
I hope you stay safe, my friend. I want everybody to be safe, even the dopes out there. 257-5396. Let's go to Jim. Jim is next on the Vegas Take. Jim, what's up?
What's up, Jim?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm in the column of Don't Open the Schools, but for a reason that has nothing to do with coronavirus. This is a good opportunity to find out what difference teaching makes. I can't wait to see the test scores at the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, what do you think is going to happen?
I think they're not going to be much different.
I agree. I tend to agree with you, Jim.
We've been paying for a lot in public education and getting nothing for it.
Jim,
and Nevada public education is consistently the worst in the country.
Jim, that's a good question. I think a big issue is
Valid
also
point.
I think a good issue is also parenting. I think parenting is a big thing as well. 257-5396. Let's go to Joe. Joe is next on the Vegas Take. Joe, what's going on, man?
What's up, Joe?
Do we have Joe? Joe, what's up?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say, hey, JD, you are the actual breath of fresh air. I can hear Brian's views all over mainstream, media.
What have I said that you disagree with, Joe?
No, there's nothing that I'm disagreeing
What
with
have I
you
said that you
He's
think?
just saying he likes
Okay.
my different perspective.
That's fine. But Joe, you said I have a mainstream
have the
view.
enlightened perspective. First of all, you're taking the economy and you are actually quantifying that the economy, if we let it go down like the Great Recession, and we're already in that point, people are going to die more than the coronavirus.
Okay, first of all, we're not at the Great Recession. That's number one. So you're factually inaccurate.
Well,
Hold on.
actually,
That's number one. Number
we
two.
have significantly worse
Number
job
two,
numbers than that, Brian.
number two, Joe, where are your stats? Where are your stats that would show that if we shut down the? Hold on a second. Let me finish the question.
I'm trying to answer your
Okay,
question.
I didn't even finish my question, sir. With all due respect, where are your stats? Where are your stats that would prove that more people are going to die if we shut down the economy than if we keep it open? We already have over 140,000 people that have died from this virus.
Okay.
Go. Where are your
The
stats?
University of Oxford did a study during the Great Recession, which I believe our levels of unemployment have already touched that level.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What
And
does
they
the study
did a
say?
Study, and the study said that there were over 10,000 more suicides
10,000.
because of the Great Recession. Just suicide.
Okay.
10,000.
So
more
how many
suicides.
deaths total?
And
How many-
40,000. Hold on. 400. I'm sorry, not 40. I'm looking at the article. 400,000 more cancer deaths because people put off
Yeah, cancer
doing
screenings.
the testing, doing the,
which is happening
the
right now as we speak all over the place.
So it's your
Thank
take
you,
that you
JD.
think if we
Thank
shut
you.
down.
That's why you're the breath of fresh air.
So
baby.
Joe, let me be
I
very
appreciate
clear.
that perspective, Joe.
Let me be very clear on that, Joe. You're saying that you believe 500,000 people are going to die within several months if we shut down the economy. Is that what you're saying, Joe?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, you know what?
The
You said I have a
economy is
mainstream.
not some
All right, Joe.
blob.
Joe, you said I have a mainstream view. You have a right-wing buffoonery view. Get lost. 257-5396.
All he's saying is that.
No, I heard what he said.
What you say is what everybody else says, and I say different things, and you have an issue with that, even though you do say what everybody else says.
He said.
So why do you have an issue with that?
I'll be very clear.
And he makes. And
you
he
just
makes,
asked me a question. I'll
okay,
answer it. I'll be very clear. He just made an opinion base, which is ridiculous.
No, he tried to give me a compliment,
finish my sentence,
and you hijacked him giving me a compliment.
No, I didn't hijack.
Because you took it as an insult to you.
I didn't hijack anything. When somebody disagrees with me, I want to know where we disagree on. He made a statement that is not factually accurate.
But you didn't give me a chance to respond before when he addressed me first.
He said 500,000 people are going to die in a couple months if we shut down the economy. That is lunacy, and that is ludicrous.
I'll tell you this: as unemployment goes up every percent, 37,000 people die typically.
Where do you get a stat like that from?
Where do I get a stat like that from?
Yeah, where does that come from?
The internet.
Where on the internet?
A bunch of different places.
InfoWars?
No, not Info.
Where?
Why would InfoWars ever have a stat like that?
That is okay. So when I give out these numbers, I can tell you where they come from. When you give out a stat like that, I just want to know where you got it from. Okay. That's all.
I mean, various places on the web. I'll find exactly where, and I'll tell you where.
All right. Well, I can tell you various places on the web would call that last caller a complete idiot.
Why?
I just gave you the reasons why. The idea that 500,000 people are going to die if we shut down the economy again is lunacy and absurd. We're going to take a quick break.
You mentioned. Okay.
We got to take a quick break. JD, you'll have plenty of time to get into it with Doug Basham coming up next. I'll stay out of it. He is the only liberal talk show host in the state of Nevada, and I have a feeling JD and Doug will be getting into it. We're going to talk about this teacher issue on the other side. Take a quick break. Be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take.